Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to be presenting our game, Cyberpunk Heads Up, created by me, Matthew Bergman, Darius, Logan, and Kayden Timm. So in our game, we have our three cities. Grounded is our first one. This is the spawn area, and it's a relatively stereotypical cyberpunk city. Um, Tons of NPCs, tons of shops, tons of items that'll help you out later, but this is the starting area. There's a main quest line to get through this area, but tons of side quests that will allow you to grant items and cybernetic enhancements that should help. This area should take about a dozen or so hours if they try to get the most bang for their buck, so to speak. Um, Players can and should come back to get the special items, not just like from other cities, but earlier quests, from later quests, etc. The way that they get transported from Grounded to the next city, Cloud 49, they will be knocked out and transported up. Next city is Cloud 49. Incredibly futuristic, city in the clouds, incredibly spaced out, and there are towers that rise above the clouds and towers that fall below the clouds. The player does have some movement challenges here because if they step on the wrong path, they will fall down. Depending upon where exactly they are in a quest, out of a quest, free roam, they have a chance of falling back down to grounded. So they will have to find items and be wary of their location. Um, the main tower that extends from the lower layer of clouds up into the hemispheres of the planet, which actually goes up to the next city. This tower is a dungeon, so it's a Tower of God sort of scenario where you have to fight your way up or do challenges, puzzles, etc. This floor should take 20 to 40 hours. It's quite lengthy. Um, the next and final city is Earthview, the city that sees all. This is a space station that is anchored to that tower, and it's where the wealthiest of the wealthy, the nobles, the diplomats. This is where everybody who's anybody is. Um, the player isn't really met with conflict here until an NPC from the first city, Grounded, comes up to them with a mission to sink Earthview and to destroy it. So it's mostly puzzles. There will be some fighting of the guards and simple enemies, simple to them at that point, but they would have encountered these either in Grounded or at Cloud 49. Then they have to uh, reach the final boss, which is the hardest boss that they fought with puzzles and etc. Souls-like combat, very difficult. And then after defeating the boss, Earthview sinks, and then they've completed the game. So here's our whimsy sort of thing, is that this game is open world in the dystopian future, where there's bound to be a ton of enemies, but hopefully some friends along the way. Um, the part about this game that I really wanted to bring to life is the tech and the cybernetic enhancements that have been shown through many different movies, games, and TV shows. Um, so in terms of like balancing it a little bit, so if the player tries to um, enhance their brain or change their eyes or something like that, there'll be headaches or something like that. If the player tries to enhance their legs, they'll have less control for a couple of in-game days. Stuff like that. There will be really cool ways of traveling around, or the weapons that you can use or make, and the customizability is like the forefront of this game. Here's the speed breakdown of the game. So in Grounded, it's supposed to be introductory, so very easy. By the end of the city, should go to about a 4 or a 5 out of 10, starting from a 1 or 2. Movement is standard here: walk, run, jump, slide, strafe, crouch, prone, etc. But the player can find, buy, or create upgrades. They can get speed boost while running, instant momentum transfer, etc. Think of it like sort of like Apex movement or Titanfall movement um, combined with any other cool game mechanics that you can think of. Moving on to Cloud 49, middle city, so it could go all the way from a 4 or 5 at difficulty all the way up to 9 at difficulty. Um, the movement here is much more vertical based, so we have jetpacks, rockets, super jumps, or simply cybernetic enhancements that will allow you to walk on clouds. There are also super cool cybernetic enhancements here, such as like enhanced targeting, like your gun will, the enemies have like a larger hitbox or something, or accelerated processing for the brain. Essentially, like you could sort of slow down time a little bit, sort of a thing, but not fully, because that's a different thing. Um, there, the thing that I'm talking about is called Ascend of Easton. It will have a different name, but Ascend of Easton is something from Cyberpunk Edge Runners, the show. Essentially, they can move so fast that everything else slows. We call the flash step. And then in Earthview, the final city, is mainly puzzle based. Um, it'll either be like mental puzzles, or like you have to move your body into specific spots to push certain things, stuff like that. Um, like speed boosts and stuff will be really helpful for those physical challenges, and then the accelerated processing will be helpful for the mental. Um, there will be tons of credits and shops, so the player can buy or make almost anything here as long as they've unlocked the blueprints for it. Um, and the final boss, as I mentioned earlier, is 10 out of 10, super difficult. Distance and timing, final thing. There's obviously quite a bit of distance between the cities, but like Grounded is a very close knit city, but Cloud 49 is massive and widely spread out. So the travel between place to place in Cloud 49 could be very slow unless the player has the right upgrades, or vice versa, too fast in Grounded if they don't have the right upgrades. Um, the flash step, the Ascent of Easton, whatever you want to call it, it does kind of get rid of the challenge aspect for a lot of the stuff, but it makes combat a lot more manageable. Nothing in the game will be based off of getting the Ascent of Easton. It's mainly an Easter egg. And yeah, that's our project.